Hello, YouTube. It is me, John Avenger, once again, and welcome back to Movies That Are Praised or Misunderstood Month. This is a movie that got both praised and kind of misunderstood because it had a huge shoes to fill. Because this is a prequel to one of the most beloved fantasy franchises of all time, Harry Potter. So this prequel was praised by some critics, but some people said it was blasé and lame and the effects were shit. I disagree. I really enjoy this. I think it's better than some of the Potter sequels, Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, the first in a quintrilogy of five movies leading up to Harry Potter. Where the first one, The Sorcerer's Stone, took off. And basically, it's a prequel. There's a lot of references to the book and a lot of references to Harry Potter. I mean, they have the Mongols or Mongols, whatever. There's no Dumbledore, and they don't mention Harry Potter because he wasn't born yet. This takes place about 70 years before, I believe, in 1926 in New York. And I like the lead character. Like Eddie Redmayne definitely earned his role. What's his name? Newt Scamander. He has a cool name. It sounds like a Star Wars character. He goes to the city and he ends up in the global excursion to research and rescue magical creatures that are hidden throughout New York City. So at least the movie takes place in America. Yay for America. And he meets a new guy named Kowalski. He's played by Dan Fogler. He wants to open up a bakery so he can, share his dream with the world, sweet treats. And it's a fun movie. Like, this movie is not blasé. Fuck the freaking Screen Junkies movie fights. I mean, not movie fights, honest trailers. This movie's not blasé. It's fun. The effects are fantastic, just like in the title. I think the CGI looks really good, like the eagle that's right there. When he pets it, it looks fantastic. The creatures, you have like a rhino with a big lump on its head, and you have this, I think, platypus, yeah, it's a platypus, and it looks pretty cool. You have like a little yeti creature. You have this tree creature that looks like a thing from like Poison Ivy. If she had like little minions, and there's a lot of creatures that are really good. They don't copy. This movie is not like The Force Awakens or Rogue One. It doesn't copy the original source material. It does its own thing. Thank you very much. And this isn't owned by Disney because Disney doesn't own this. Universal does. And it was a good movie. I liked it. I said prequels sometimes don't work. Sometimes they explain too much or they make a backstory for a character that isn't needed. And when they do that, it pisses me off. But this didn't piss me off. It has the wands. They don't say the most of the magical spells that are in Harry Potter, but it references that. Colin Farrell plays a guy that basically is he's a villain. From the trailers, you've seen him, shooting up magic and making these huge, like, storms or whatever, like freaking waves or whatever of darkness, and it looks pretty cool. It's a really good imagery. And there's one thing in the movie I didn't like. One of them was what they do to Ezra Miller's character. Like, he's in an abusive, his mother abuses him, and I'm like, I did not need to see that. I'm glad they didn't show it, but I don't like abuse in films. Hitting somebody or sexually assaulting them or kicking them or beating them, it's not needed. Fuck people that do that. Anybody that beats up another human being and it's not in a wrestling ring or in a boxing ring, it's wrong. I don't like abuse. Screw abuse. I hate that. And I felt bad for Ezra Miller's character. I was like, he's going to play our Flash in the Justice League. Hopefully he does well in that. Here he's very, like timid and emo, and I'm like, I don't blame him. He's getting beaten with a belt. That's not cool. And I like Newt's character, Newt Scamander, played by Eddie Redmayne. He's shy and kind of reserved, and he's not very over the top. There's a scene that he acts like a monkey, but it's a far cry from that horrible performance he gave in Jupiter Ascending, where he's talking like this, and then he's like, I created life! And I'm like, no. Eddie Redmayne don't yell, because I told you, I don't need to hear an actor yelling to be intimidating. It's not fun. It's just irritating. It hurts my ears. Yelling just hurts me. But here, he's very subtle. That's the key word. The movie's subtle. It doesn't have to shove Harry Potter lore in your face. It does it in little increments, which is great. Unlike Rogue One, I didn't feel nauseated by the fan service. Because, first of all, I've only seen the Harry Potter movies. I've never read the books. or the lore or anything about that. I only know about the films, and I played the video games. That is it. I'm not a Potterhead or a pothead, if you would will. But anyway, it's a good story. I'm fine with them going to America because I live in America and I'm damn proud of it. No Brit's ever gonna take that away from me. The rest of the cast, they're hit and miss. You got whatchamacallit, the girl from Alien Covenant, which I'm not watching. Catherine Waterston, she's okay, not really that desirable. She's just there. The other girl that's in the council, I thought she was there too. Uh, it's just it's I think it's Carmen Ejogo or something. Yeah, she's there. The most likable characters are Newt and Kowalski because they have a really good rapport. Dan Fogler and Eddie Redmayne have a nice rapport for two guys, and they're not gay. Screw that agenda. And they're looking for the creatures, and they go to Central Park, and they go to other areas in Manhattan and in New York. It looks great. The setting of the movie is really well done. Like it really looks like New York City. It doesn't look like some pandering, area. It's not like I think they filmed some of it in England, but some of it did look like New York City. I didn't feel like I was in England, like in the Harry Potter films. And it's fun. The special effects work. I don't know how this. They say the special effects looks like shit. I think it looks fantastic for CG. It didn't look like it was there to annoy me. It was there and it fit because it's a fantasy world. You're gonna have a lot of CG. This isn't like back in the '80s with the Never-Ending Story where everything was practical. This is 2016, and for a movie that came out in November after Doctor Strange, with magic, magic was in the world for us to see in the theaters back in November of 2016. I know my friend doesn't like Doctor Strange. This movie is just as good. I would have put this in my top 10 of last year. It's very, very colorful, bright colors. I like the score of the movie. It fits it. It doesn't copy Potter. That's what this movie needed to do. It didn't need to be the next Harry Potter. It needed to be its own animal. That's what it did. That's what I liked about it. It also had a fast pace. It didn't drag like some of the Harry Potter sequels where I'm like, oh my God, will you just end already? They were good movies, but the sequels dragged, especially Chamber of Secrets. Oh my God. I'm like, when is this movie going to end? By the time they got to the freaking like basilisk, that giant snake creature, I was like, oh, thank God the movie's about to end. And I'm like, no, it still kept going and kept going. And I'm like, and that movie did not need an extended cut. It's too long as it is. This movie is long. It's 2 hours and 2 hours and 13 minutes, but it goes by quick. It doesn't feel padded or long or boring. It just goes by real quick. Some of the Potter sequels just have way too much dialogue, and this one, they're like, nope, we're gonna cut the fat and just give you what you want. You want the Fantastic Beasts? You're gonna see them on screen. You want to find them? They'll be on screen within the first 30 minutes, and it's good. It's really colorful, bright imagery. It's lovely. Like the scene with the flowers over here, it's a wonderful land. It looks like Narnia, but but done in a shorter fashion. Disney with your 2.5 hour bullshit. No, the first Narnia didn't need to be that long. It's a good movie, but it's way too long. This movie didn't feel long. It was about as long as The Force Awakens, and I thought this was better. It has a likable character, Disney, a likable lead guy, which is something I can relate to because I'm a guy. Saying guys don't matter is bullshit. You with your freaking Alamo Draft House crap with Wonder Woman. Oh, we're just going to have females there. No guys are allowed. We don't need that. Pandering is wrong, and I hate that in film. This movie didn't pander. It has women in it, but the lead characters are guys, and that works. Just like in Harry Potter. Harry is a guy. Ron is a guy. Dumbledore's a guy. Freaking Snape and freaking even Malfoy is a guy. I'm not sexist. I love female leads, but they don't need to lead everything. Here, I'm fine with the lead being a guy. Eddie Redmayne's probably going to send this all the way to the fifth movie. Hopefully, he does all five movies because I like his character. He was subtle and shy and timid, which is different. He's not a guy that's shoved in your face like half of these characters now. They have to be cartoons. Here, he wasn't cartoonish. His performance is subtle. He carries the movie on his collective shoulders. It didn't need Harry in the movie. It has its own identity. I wish more prequels and sequels had that. Do your own thing. Don't have just a fan service movie for 2 hours. You don't need that. And it's intriguing. I thought this movie was well done. The director, who did directed this? It doesn't say. David Yates. He did some of the Harry Potter sequels. I think like from four to like the last two. He didn't do the first two. The first two was Chris Columbus. He did Home Alone and Home Alone 2. He directed the first two Harry Potter films, the longest ones, and good God are they long. But I'll get to those. But Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them is a fantastic, good movie. It's a fun time. It's not too long. It doesn't feel too long. I think this is shorter than Alien Covenant as well. And that's why Waterstone's barely in the movie because she's was doing that, and that's a piece of shit. I know it because I heard the reviews. It's not an alien movie. It's cock teasing. This doesn't do that. It shows the magic. It shows the wonder that it has the spirit of the Harry Potter franchise. That's why I liked it. It didn't have to beat me over the head. Oh, look, there's Ron's parents. Oh, look, there's Harry's parents. Oh, look, there's Voldemort. Look, there's Dumbledore. You see? No, I don't need fan service. By the last movie, they'll have a lot of fan service because you'll have all five movies will set up what is going to be lead into Sorcerer's Stone. That's what they call it here in the U.S. They call it Philosopher's Stone in England and in Canada, etc. But this movie was a nice step in the right direction. I'm going to see Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them too. They're going to go in a different direction. It's fine. I'm glad the first one was in New York. I live in New York, so that's a nice touch. And I always have a soft spot for movies in New York. The original King Kong, Home Alone 2, and The Avengers, and freaking even The Day After Tomorrow has New York. I'm a fan of it, so sue me. I like New York City for what it is. There's some problems here, but we got through 9/11. We can get through anything, and I know that as a survivor of that. So, but this is a good movie. It is. It works as a prequel. It works as its own story, and it's not a fan service movie. Thank you, Universal. Was it Universal? No, it's Warner Brothers. My bad. I thought Universal did something else. I'm my bad. I meant the Warner Brothers. You did a good job with this. If they can do this, I think they can do a good Justice League movie if given the right, circumstances. Hopefully, that's a good movie too, because it's also coming out in November. Don't let me down, Warner Brothers, please. This was good. I can't wait to see the sequel. I'm going to see it in the theater, give it my money because it deserves my time. Twilight. This was not boring. This went at a good pace. It's got a likable lead. It doesn't have emo, bitchy characters. The only emo character is Ezra Miller because he gets beaten. It's not needed. It's not needed. Also, I'm going to spoil one thing at the end. Near the end. Colin Farrell's character is an important character. He turns into a white-haired Johnny Depp. Yeah. Who's a villain who's going to be in the future films, which is fine. I like Johnny Depp. I like seeing him on screen. He has like blue eyes or whatever and white hair and a beard. He looked different and he's not in the film that much. So it's not like he's going to annoy you. He's in it. I like seeing him there. I think Jude Law's replacing him or Benedict Cumberbatch, but no, actually Jude Law's playing Dumbledore. That's cool though, young Dumbledore. I don't know if he's going to have the beard, but I'm willing to give this a chance because unlike the Potter films, there's less talking, more doing, and there's less Brits in it, which is nice. For me, that's a breath of fresh freaking air. Because Kowalski alone, with Newt is a breath of fresh air after all the films I sat through with Brits this year and shows. And since Redmayne is not a freaking loudmouth, he's timid and he's subtle. He's not yelling at everything like half of these Brits do, but it's a good movie. Just see Fantastic Beasts. If you see this before Harry Potter, it's fine because I think it works as a prequel. So that's all I'm going to say about Fantastic Beasts or Where to Find Them. It's a good movie. Blasé my ass. I think it's good. It's misunderstood in that aspect because they say it could never be better than the original Harry Potter films, the 8 films. Come on. It couldn't be. I think it's better than some of the sequels, especially Chamber of Secrets and freaking Prisoner of Azkaban, which has the worst ending where Harry's just flying on his broomstick. Yeah, that's not very exciting with an ending. And Chamber of Secrets was just way too long. Way too long. You don't need to be over almost 3 hours. If I'm bored in some parts, just cut the fat and get to the meat of the story like this movie did. And it did. And it worked. I like the look of the film. The movie looks like a film. It doesn't look like some cheap BS movie they made in 2 months. No, they worked hard on that film, and the money's on screen, and I enjoyed it for what it is. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Take care, and this is a good movie. This creature also beautiful. that dragging looking thing, awesome. See, good movies can have CG, but when it looks right, not that it looks like shit or it looks really painful or it looks like something we've seen before. But anyway, good adaptation. I've never read the book, but I want to after seeing the film, and it's a worthy successor to Harry Potter. Enough said. See you guys in the next one.